By the book.
Where's the book?
Yeah, it's 1,000.
Okay, so in Rosh Hashanah, the shofar is blown, and what's going to happen, everybody? What's going to happen? Come on, guys. Resurrection. And the dead will be awake, and they'll go up along with some living.
Right.
They'll go into the hanger, into the marriage canopy for how long? 10 years. While on earth, what happens?
Judgment.
Or birth pains, or what does the church call it? Tribulation.
Sara'at.
Okay. And that goes out on earth simultaneously for 7 years. At the end of those 7 years, Yeshua will come back and literally come to earth. This is the third coming. There's not two comings, there's three. That's why I said there's no verse that says second coming. So there's him coming the first time, when he was alive, Yeshua. Then him coming for the resurrection, but he doesn't come to earth. He just hovers in heaven. And we go up to meet him at the resurrection. We're hidden for 7 years, and then we come back with him in Yom Kippur 7 years later. That's the third coming.
Okay, what happens then?
Well, let's go back. Let's go continue on in the text. Now he's going to leave that subject. He's going to just talk about the resurrection. Let me ask you this. If he's talking about the resurrection, what kind of words should he definitely use?
Life.
What?
Awake.
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 Asleep. Also, what else? I mean, like, what is it linked with?
The last trump.
Last trump. What else? Rosh Hashanah. What else?
Yovel.
What else? That's Yom Kippur.
Hahu.
What else? You're missing the big one. What is resurrection?
The day of the Lord.
Thank you, the day of the Lord. These words should be in this passage, and they are. Okay, verse 15. For we say this to you by the word of the Lord, that we who are alive, so it's talking about the living people, and remain until the coming of the Lord. Now, we don't know which one he's talking about. Is he talking about the resurrection, or is he talking about coming back with Yeshua in the third, I call the third coming?
Where are you reading from my Bible?
Verse 15. 1 Thessalonians 4:15. Got to do it again. We who are alive and remain until the coming of the Lord. So we don't know if he's talking about the resurrection yet, or Yom Kippur when he comes back with the resurrected. Shall not go before those who have what? Fallen asleep, those who are died. So now we know what he's talking about. What's he talking about? What's he talking about? He just said asleep and alive. What's he talking about? The resurrection. We know he's talking about the resurrection now. At when? When? Give me a specific time. Rosh Hashanah. Good. Rosh Hashanah. We know he's talking about the resurrection of Rosh Hashanah now. Verse 16. Now he's describing Rosh Hashanah. For the Lord himself will descend from heaven with a shout. What do you think the shout says?
Shofar.
No, what do you think the shout says?
Oh,
The word.
wake up.
Yes, wake up. With the voice of the angel, with the shofar of God, and the dead in Messiah will rise. Then, immediately then, we who are alive and remain will be. Now here's where they foolishly get the word rapture. The word caught up. The word in Greek is hahu or something like that. But they translated it into Latin, and in Latin it's rapture. And from that they shortened it, Americanized it, made it rapture. It's an adjective or a verb. It's not a noun. It's not a noun. And yet they say the rapture. There's no such thing. You wouldn't say the curl. You'd say this shofar is curled. It's an adjective. You don't say the curl, and I'm supposed to know what you're talking about. You say the shofar, a noun. Rapture is not a noun. And And yet everybody says it like it's a noun. The rapture. No such thing.
What is the rapture? I've never
There's no such thing as rapture. It's what they
What is
say.
the concept?
The resurrection.
So it's adjective of rapture, like rapture, is that from what Greek word?
I don't know, harpuzo or something. I don't know. I think it's harpuzo.
Well, when people say the rapture, what are they like trying to explain, or what are they referring to?
They're actually referring to.
They're trying to say resurrection.
Yeah, because that's the way I've understood it, that people who have died believing they're the faith are going to come out of their graves and go into the air, and then the people on earth that are what we're worshiping, giving service, are going to meet them, and that's the resurrection.
So when people say rapture,
Yeah.
they're saying the wrong thing,
Yeah, they're saying-
and they have the wrong concept in their head. They don't understand the resurrection, so they don't say resurrection. The word here is caught up, and they're like, we're going to be raptured. We're going to be caught up. I can't wait. Instead of just thinking resurrection. All right, so read that again. We who are alive and remain will be brought up together with them, with the dead, in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so we'll always be with the Lord. Do we come to earth?
No, not then.
Do we come to earth then?
No.
Where do we go? Where?
To the wedding chamber.
Hoopah.
How does
In the chuppah, right?
Under the
For how long?
7 years.
Exactly.
While there's tribulation and birth pains on earth.
Tribulation is a badly translation for birth pains. You don't say tribulation and birth pains.
Tribulation and
Well, just say birth pains.
So how would you describe a birth pain? What do you think that really means?
Really, you want me, a man, to describe to you a woman with birth pains? Really? Are you serious?
Well, yes.
A lot of streaming of blood, from what I understand.
Okay.
I would think it's
Wow, that's really cool considering the global climate.
Let's move on. Okay. Chapter 5, verse 1. Chapter 5.
Chapter 5, verse
Now, as to the times, remember Yeshua yelled at Peter, James, John, and Andrew because they didn't understand what?
that they needed to be.
They didn't understand what?
They needed to
He
be-
said, you don't know the time, the time. That's what he's referring to here. You, now, as to the et, the etim, plural, as to the et and the epochs, it means ages. This is the each day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7, the 1,000-year days. Now, as to the et and the days, you have no need of anything to be written to you. Look at me. You have no need for me to write anything to you about the et or the days.
You should know.
Why?
You should already
Because
know.
you should know. And he says that. And yet, I've heard this quoted misquoted backwards, thousands of times. You need no. We don't need to write anything about these times. Why? Because no man knows the day or the hour.
Can I say that back to you?
Say that back.
I'm going to say the alphabet, the aleph tav, Yeshua, and the calendar. I emphasize those two things. We've got to understand those letters. We've got to understand the calendar. If we keep thinking of this Gregorian calendar, we're not going to get any of this.
True. You must understand the calendar.
You have to.
You got to. Because, I mean, in church, they don't walk around with horns and say, there's 2 horns of God. That only comes from festivals. You only see the pictures that are in the Bible if you know the festivals.
You have to know this.
God's got 2 horns. Yes, sir.
Moses does too.
Not the devil. God. Isn't that weird? They put horns on the devil,
Horns on Moses.
and it's God who has the
But it's
horns.
not the horns.
Oh, my
It's
goodness. We tried to
Rays of
destroy
light,
it.
his face shining.
Okay, let's move on. Now as to the times, the et and the days, I don't need to write anything to you because you yourselves know full well that the what?
The day of the Lord.
The what?
The day of the
Yes,
resurrection.
not the Lord. The day of the Lord. How long does the day of the Lord last?
7 years.
No.
1,000 years.
How long does the day of the Lord last?
1,000 years.
1,000 years. The whole kingdom will come just like what?
A thief in the night because they don't know.
Yes, but what comes like a thief?
The day.
Day of the Lord.
Yes, not the Lord. And remember that verse we read back in Matthew? He was telling a parable, saying that if the dude knew, when the thief was going to come, he wouldn't have gotten broken into.
But is there any meaning at all to or significance to the thief coming at nighttime?
Yes, you're going to find out. You won't learn today. You're
Michael,
going to find
I
out.
got 20 minutes worth of time to
Okay.
record if you want to use it that way.
What?
If you want to use the time that way for the recording.
20 minutes.
What?
You got 20 minutes.
You got 20 minutes? Okay,
20
yeah,
minutes.
that's what we're going to do. Okay, so you're about to find that out, Audrey. You're going to find out why is it at night that the thief comes. You will find that. All right, so what comes like a thief in the night?
The day of the Lord.
I can hear you.
The day of the Lord.
And what's a synonym for the day of the Lord?
Resurrection.
Shabbat.
No, okay, Shabbat, and what else? What else?
Resurrection.
No, not resurrection.
Messianic.
Thank you, Messianic Kingdom. Messianic Kingdom, day of the Lord, Shabbat. Those are the biggies. The resurrection happens in the blink of an eye. We're talking about 1,000 years. Do you see how foolish?
resurrection is like
Do you see how foolish it is that teachers of the Bible equate the day of the Lord with this passage as the resurrection, as the coming of the Lord? Can you see how foolish it is? The resurrection happens in the blink of an eye. The day of the Lord is 1,000 years long. So you better know which one we're talking about. Verse 3, while they, it's somebody else, are saying peace and safety, then destruction will come upon them suddenly like birth pangs. I'm not a woman, so there's birth pangs. And who do the birth pangs come to? Guys, stay with me. Who do the birth pangs come to?
Unbelievers.
It doesn't say
the
unbelievers.
woman.
What does it say? Just say back to me what it says. It doesn't say the earth. It does not. We'll read it again. While they are saying peace and safety, then destruction will come upon them suddenly like birth pangs. Who does birth pangs come to?
Them.
Israel.
It doesn't say Israel.
Them. It says them.
Just say what the verse says, the text.
Them.
You guys have a hard time sticking with the text.
Yeah.
Like, I have to very mistranslate it.
I'm not worried about that one.
Yeah,
That one,
yeah, and so I'm like,
that one is, yeah, you need to edit that. But listen, those of you who don't have a weird Bible, you have a hard time sticking with the text. Just read the text. While they are saying peace and safety, then destruction will come upon them like birth pangs. Upon who?
Them.
Who?
Them.
Say it. Them. That's the answer. Them.
Them people over there.
While they are saying destruction will come upon them, and they shall not escape. But you,
Who are awake.
that's the point of the verse. Them and you are two different groups of people. They will not escape, but you are not in darkness, that the day should overtake you like a thief. What's coming like a thief? What's coming like a
The
thief?
day.
The day of the Lord. What's another way to say day of the Lord? Messianic Kingdom and Shabbat. That is going to come to them like a thief, and it will overtake them. But we are not sons of darkness, so that it will overtake us like a thief. You are all sons of light and sons of day. We're not of night or darkness. So let's not sleep as others do, but let's be awake. Not watchful, awake.
Big
It
difference.
says
Big difference, you're right. All right, so he's made a real clear definition between also them, and those who are going to go into resurrection. He's made a real clear difference between the resurrection and the day of the Lord. He's made a real clear difference between not knowing and knowing. Right?
Right.
You have no need of anything to be written to you because you know perfectly well that the day of the Lord is going to come on them. It's not going to come on you. You know that. Now, how do they know?
Because they knew the scripture.
Exactly. They knew it's not. That's it. Okay. Now that you got all the doctrine, all the bits and pieces of the doctrine, now we're going to try to put it together as a puzzle. So my question that I'm left with is, okay, when? Are you left with that?
Yes.
When?
Yeah.
Okay, when? I know when the day of the Lord is coming. It's coming at Rosh Hashanah. But when is the resurrection coming? I know it's at Rosh Hashanah, but when?
Like what year?
In morning? Cock crowing?
Evening, cock crowing.
Yes, thank you.
Both
Evening,
cock crowing in the morning.
evening,
Midnight.
midnight,
Cock crowing.
cock crowing, or midday.
I think cock crowing.
You think cock crowing?
I think midnight.
You think midnight? What do you think?
What's is the night?
say
Like
evening.
the deep of the night, so it's like midday. I mean,
No, I'll say evening.
What do you think?
I think midnight.
You know what you think, Roger?
Just different things.
He's gonna follow the
So I
pattern.
would go more with the morning, the dawn.
Morning?
No.
Are you saying morning? I can't really hear you.
Dawn. Morning.
Dawn? Cock crowing? That's cock crowing. What do you think? Nina, what do you think?
I mean, my first instinct is to say I think cock crowing because I wait reference to the bar, but that
Okay.
bar is
Okay.
My turn?
What do you think?
Evening, because that would follow the pattern of the creation in Genesis 1.
Okay, you say evening,
Actually, I'll-
cock crowing, midnight. What'd you say? Midnight? What'd you say? You said
you said
morning.
I'm
dawn.
gonna change that because the beginning of a Jewish day is the evening.
It's evening.
That's right.
Okay, so you say evening, you say midnight. What do you say?
Midnight.
Okay, let's find out.
That's so Greek.
No changing your answers.
That's right. You changed it.
No changing.
So where are
Okay.
we going now?
Let's go to Genesis chapter 12. Genesis 12. This is not doctrine, this is a picture. I'm going to show you doctrine that just comes right out and says stuff, but I'm going to first show you a picture. Genesis 12. Oh, there is no. What? Exodus, I'm sorry. Exodus 12.
Oh, it's
I'm sorry, Exodus 12. Sorry about that now.
Oh, yeah.
Exodus 12, 29. Came about at midnight that the Lord struck all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh, who sat on his throne, to the firstborn of the captive who was in the dungeon, and all the firstborn of cattle. The only reason I'm showing you this is because the rabbis say this is the first instance of the birth pains. Because everybody was killed who was firstborn. Everybody. And both things happened at the same time. The Jews were resurrected to life, chaya, and the Egyptians went into birth.
And that was midnight.
That happened at midnight. Now, this is a picture, it's not doctrine. So I could be wrong about this. I mean, I think
Interesting.
perhaps it might be midnight. That could be wrong, unless I show you scriptures that say it.
So we should be awake all day. All day.
Just be awake all the time. And that's exactly what the church says, and it is a wrong attitude.
Really?
Yes, because the same church that says we should be awake at any moment says no man knows the day or the hour.
Well, I mean, on that day, I said to be awake all day that day.
Oh, that day.
That day.
Okay, Judges 16. Can't have it both ways.
Lots of
Is
coffee.
what I'm saying. You cannot have it both ways. You either are supposed to know or you're not supposed to know. You better know if you're supposed to know, or don't worry about it if you're not. You can't have it both ways. Judges 16. 3. This is also a picture. It's not doctrine. But I'm closing in on it. Now, Samson lay until midnight. And at midnight, he arose. He rose up. He resurrected. Hold on. What was he doing before he arose? Sleeping. He lay asleep until midnight. And at midnight, he woke up, took hold of the doors of the city gate and the 2 posts, pulled them up along with the bars, and put them on his shoulders and carried them up to the top of the mountain, which is opposite Hebron. Guess what Hebron is in Judaism? Picture it in your head. He gets these huge doors that are as big as this wall, and he puts them on his back and carries them up a huge hill. What do you think Hebron is? What do you think Hebron is in Judaism? It's heaven. It's heaven. Hebron is a picture of heaven.
Wow.
Why? Because all the patriarchs and matriarchs are buried there.
Because what?
And they're going to be resurrected straight
Oh,
up.
wow. How cool
Isn't that cool? So Hebron in Judaism is a picture of, one of the pictures of heaven. Yes. And so picture it in your head. He's asleep. At midnight, he wakes up. He gets the doors of the city, puts them on his back. Not small things, huge things. Carries them all the way up to heaven at midnight.
And the doors are
What are the
pathway.
two doors?
What?
What are the 2 doors?
Doors are
Yeah, Isaiah
pathways.
26.
You're going to take this in.
I might as well,
Might as well.
since you asked. Isaiah 26.
I was conjecturing.
What did you say?
I was conjecturing.
No, I mean, what did you
I'm
say?
thinking those are the pathways that allow you to come into something.
Oh,
So by
okay.
having the doors there, now you have a path.
Isaiah 26. In that day, in what day?
The day of the Lord.
In what day?
Day of the Lord. Bayom hahu.
Bayom hahu. This song will be sung in the land of Judah. We have a strong city. He sets up walls and ramparts for security. Open the gates that the righteous nation may enter. The one that remains faithful. That is the resurrection, according to the rabbis. That's what the doors are. The doors are the doors to the cheder. The cheder, the room is opened up, and we go into the marriage chamber. Marriage room.
Wow.
Okay. So that's the doors.
Interesting.
So now, so far I haven't given you any doctrine, I've just given you 2 pictures about midnight. There's lots of pictures about morning, lots of pictures about evening, lots of pictures about midday. But now we'll look at doctrine.
9 minutes.
Okay. Job chapter 34. Remember, Job is the oldest book in the Bible besides Genesis. So this is ancient doctrine. Job 34, verse 20. In a moment they die, and at midnight people are shaken, and it doesn't say pass away. You know what it says? Disappear. At midnight people are shaken and disappear, and the mighty are snatched away without a hand. That, according to the rabbis, is the resurrection.
If you snatch them without that,
Without a hand. So, who snatches them away?
Lord.
God. Not him. So, when does this happen?
Midnight.
Midnight.
You know, I got it from the one just reading Thessalonians.
I can't hear anything you're saying.
I figured midnight because of Thessalonians. It says in the night people drink and people sleep.
So Pat got it from 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 6, because it says at night they do their drinking, at night they get drunk. So you got midnight from that. Very good. All right, Psalm 119. Sorry. Psalm 119.
So, yeah. Which verse?
2. Yeah. At midnight I shall what? Rise. There it is. At midnight I shall rise to give thanks to you. Doesn't get any clearer than that. At midnight I rise.
I thought when we just got up in the midnight, we should rise and give thanks. But it's a picture. Oh.
Well, according to the rabbis, this is not a picture, it's a doctrine. It's a doctrine. I mean, it's like he's speaking doctrine. He's not just saying, I'm going to rise at midnight to worship you. No. He's speaking doctrine from Jewish doctrine. Yes, ma'am.
Just curious.
I can't hear you out there.
I'm just curious, what determines when it's doctrine and when it's pictures?
The rabbis.
The rabbis do?
That's a really good question. If you don't know that, there's no reason to even say what's right or wrong. It's a free-for-all. The rabbis codify everything that is doctrine. It says at Romans chapter 10, to the Jews were given the doctrines, the laws, the services, the promises. To them it was given. All right, so are you convinced that it's at midnight?
Yes.
I think so.
I'm convinced. That's fine if you are trying to do that. So you now know what the resurrection is. Tell me what date it's going to happen on. Date. No? You are
New moon of
correct.
the 7th month.
Tell me what date. What festival?
18th of Elul.
What festival?
Rosh
Rosh Hashanah, which is what date? No, the first.
The first day of the 7th month.
First of Tishri. So you don't know the dates yet. That's not good. You got to know the calendar. You know what the resurrection is. You have it described for you pretty well. You know that it happens at Rosh Hashanah. What year? What year? What year? Give me a number.
7,000.
No.
8,000.
No.
6,999.
6,001. 6,000. End of 6,000, beginning of 6,001. You need your chart in front of you. see?
Okay, so we're in 5777.
Or something like that.
Yeah. Okay, so then how do we know? If you say it's something like
Do
that.
your research and you'll find out.
So
So-
what do you say it is?
Doesn't matter what
What
it's. I can't remember. I think it's 5983 or something like that. You got to do the research. Do not quote me on that.
Okay.
Please.
No,
I used to be better at that. I'm fuzzy right now. So, you know what date the resurrection takes place on? What date?
First Tishri.
Come on, guys.
Tishri 1.
Tishri 1, which is what festival?
Rosh Hashanah.
Rosh Hashanah, what year?
6001.
All right. What date does the day of the Lord come? Not the resurrection, the day of the Lord. No.
That's not important.
No, it is not. It's Rosh Hashanah. Beginning of the kingdom. What date does it start? I just said it. Say it loud. Say it out. First of Tishri, which is what festival? Rosh Hashanah. What year? 6,001. The resurrection is the beginning of the kingdom. It's the same thing. Same day. What does the Bible call those who are dead?
Asleep.
What does it call those who are resurrected? Awake. What is the call that the angel will say in order to get everybody from here to up there?
Wake up.
Yes. What time does the resurrection take place? Now, there's lots of pictures of the resurrection. Thousands of them. It's go find it.
And that's why Yeshua being the word, he purposely said at night.
That's correct. And he purposely said, you don't know, Peter, James, John, and Andrew, when. It's whether it's this time, this time, this time, this time. Because they didn't. Did they after he was resurrected?
Yes.
What do you think?
I think they woke up.
Do you think they knew the times, Rosh Hashanah, when the resurrection is going to take place, all the details after he resurrected?
Yes, they had to know because they had to know.
You say yes. What do you think? What do you think? Do you think that the disciples knew the times after Yeshua rose?
Yeah, because they knew the word. They knew the truth.
Did they know that he was going to die?
They didn't.
Before he died?
No.
Did they know he was going to die?
They
I
did
think they
know,
were in
but they didn't.
denial.
No, they did not. They specifically said, what are you talking about? And it says, because they did not know that he was going to die.
They didn't understand.
Even after he said, I'm going to die, it says, they did not know he was going to die.
It's like they were in denial though, because they
couldn't see it.
They had, yeah, they couldn't see it.
So, I'm going to ask again. After he resurrected, did they know the doctrines of the times of the festival?
Oh, yeah.
I would think so,
say
because
so.
they woke up.
Exactly. Because before he died and resurrected, Holy Spirit hadn't been sent, and they didn't know nothing. They were dumb. And it says after the Holy Spirit was sent, they understood. So yes, they did.
Doesn't the angel tell them, like, what are you guys doing here? Like, go do what you have to do.
Yeah.
What do you
In fact, when the angel says that, he specifically says, it is not for you to know the times and epochs. Go and blah, 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 blah. The Holy Spirit's going to come. And then they do.
So the angel told them to them, but a lot of people take it as, oh, we're going to have to.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right, so now, let's field the questions that you're left with.
okay. Because this says, but at the day and the hour, no.
Oh my God, you want to go there? I can't do it. That's going to take 3-4 hours.
Okay, but then it goes on to say, because I was looking, I would like for you to address, it says, who's the wise and faithful servant? Blessed is the servant whom the Lord, whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. He'll make him ruler over his goods. This is the end of Matthew 24.
Right.
But if he's delayed in coming, all that. And then he's going to assign him, the Lord of the servant shall come in a day when he doesn't look for him, in an hour
That.
that he's not aware of. Then he'll be cut asunder and appointed this portion of the hypocrites.
Okay. You got a question?
Well, yeah, okay, so the
You
hypocrites
just
are
read
those that are
about,
asleep.
you just read about 400 different
45.
Okay.
little doctrines.
Well, okay, so just even 51, someone's going to get cut asunder and appointed hypocrites.
They
Where
don't
there's,
actually get cut asunder.
well, there's going to be weeping and gnashing of teeth.
What it says there is given stripes, not cut asunder. They're given stripes, not quotes.
Okay.
But that was, yeah.
Well, so the
confused about that
hypocrites,
question.
the hypocrites are the ones then. So to me, what this passage
Well,
is
here's the
saying-
problem. The problem is they're lumping all kinds of junk together. Hold on.
Okay.
Rosh Hashanah, the year 6000, what happens?
Where's the rest?